Today we are diving into the world of experiential retail with a brand that has set the standard, Build-A-Bear Workshop. Since its launch in 1997, Build-A-Bear has become a beloved destination with over 500 locations worldwide, where customers of all ages can create their very own furry friends. Joining me today is Dara Meath. She is the Chief Technology Officer at Build-A-Bear Workshop. Dara is at the forefront of ensuring that every customer enjoys a seamless experience across all the brand's channels, powered by a cutting-edge tech stack. We will also explore the brand's innovative venture into the virtual world of Roblox and delve into Dara's T90 leadership philosophy. Plus, don't miss Dara on stage at Shoptalk Fall in Chicago this October 16th to 18th. If you haven't secured your tickets yet, check out the show notes for an exclusive OFFBounds discount. Here's Paula Macaggi, and this is the Retail Innovation series of my show in partnership with Shoptalk Fall. Welcome to OFFBounds. Dara, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
So I don't know if I told you that, but I read a book I even recommended here in one of my episodes that is called The Experience Economy. That pretty much talks about the value of experience and how you can actually provide more value when you provide more experiences. And Build-A-Bear is the brand that they talk about a lot, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil to the public what it is because I want you to describe it. How would you describe Build-A-Bear?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great book to bring up, right? It really does go to the heart of what our culture is. The fact that Maxine Clark was mentioned during that book, she's the founder, the innovator, the dreamer of what this whole brand is about, and incredible. And what we do at Build-A-Bear is, I think we just bring happiness to everybody every day, right? It's an experience location, as you mentioned, and it really brings a lot more heart to people. We gather those that are just celebrating their first birthday to those that are coming in celebrating their 92nd birthday, which we had recently. And they want to just, have a little something special for themselves to really be a part of that celebration, right? And so sometimes they pick their favorite friend. Sometimes they'll pick a friend for someone else, and you get an opportunity to walk over and decide on which one of those characters that you want, which one of those furry love friends that you want. And then walk over and decide on, do I want a scent inside? Do I want a sound? Do I want to record my own voice or someone else's?
Wow.
And really personalize that entire opportunity. And then through that, you get to do a little heart ceremony with us. So you get to take a little time with our guest in the store. You get to build and stuff it. You get to love it and hug it. And then you get to tell it a little secret. So there's so many fun things to do.
It's
Following.
like a ritual.
Oh, yeah. It's so much fun. And I watch people jump up and down. I watch them turn around. I watch them hug. And I watch them give loves, right? And it's something special that we all do. And then you get to put the heart inside of your furry friend. And that's the special part of it, because that heart goes along with your heart. And then following along, you can put some clothing on it, accessories. Over the summertime,
These are all add-ons then.
Oh, it's
Okay.
all add-ons, yeah. So fun things. The heart is the special part. So that's always a part of the bear. But the other things are add-ons, right? Things that you can make special and personalize for yourself. And then you get to walk around in the store and dress the bear and give it accessories. Over the summertime, I did one that was surfing, and it was the best. A little surfboard with a hat, and it was just incredible. And then we offer a section for you to go take some selfies with your bear and really cherish the moments. You get to name your bear and make it something special, right, for you and that bear. And we give birth certificates. So it just came to life. So for us, it's an overall entertainment experience location that just brings a lot of love and heart back to someone.
So it's not what a traditional store would be, right? Like that's why it's called Build-A-Bear Workshop. Like
That's correct.
you walk into it. How long does it take for a customer that walk into the door and leave? Like
It's up to the customer. That's the greatest part about it, right? We have people that come in and say, I want to build something rather quickly. I'm headed to an event. and our guest team will go ahead and help them and service them and help them build it, right? And we'll make that experience as quick and as efficient as possible so they're in and out. And then we have others that want to spend a half a day with us, playing, cherishing, and really understanding the brand, and then getting to know the fairy friends more. So it's really all about your own decision and your own experience of what you want to take.
Yeah, I was doing my research, asking a few friends that have kids,
Yeah.
how it is Build-A-Bear for them. They're like, "Oh, like my daughters love it. Like we can walk near it. Otherwise, they spend the whole day there, which is very exciting. It's
It is. It's
to bring this, I don't know, this emotion, right? Like when they see it.
That's what it is. I think that we bring all the emotions out. Sometimes we have stories about a first birthday because we do a birthday treat bear. If you're 1 to 13, you're able to come in and build your bear for that price of your age. So if you're 1 year old, you can come in and we can pick up a bear for $1 and you get to do all the love and the stuffing with it and take it home that day. If you're 13, the same thing, right? And it's $13. So I love the pay your age. I think it's one of the most exciting things that we do, and we get a lot of special treats for that. But we have people that want to spend the day with us and really get to experience all the different furry friends together. They want to feel like it's a space that's safe, it's fun, it's entertaining, and it's really got something for all, right? I love when we get our adults in and they're just as big as fans as the kids are, right? It's
I will
incredible.
totally get one.
Yeah, exactly. There's something for everyone, right? There's a whole collection for adults that we just find people they love to create, they love to trade. Our communities are big and wide.
Amazing. So everything that you described seems to me very physical,
Mhm.
right? So it's easy for us to think about Build a Bear Workshop with the physical stores and
Mhm.
being there, present. And we have more than 500 stores globally, which very
Yeah.
impressive. As you are the CTO of
Yeah.
the brand, I'm curious to know what is the digital part of the journey and how that, like, what is how much the digital part represents in the customer journey
Sure.
for the
Yeah.
brand.
Well, today, I mean, I think digital represents so much of what guests are looking for. We have a lot of people that come online looking for locations, looking for what we are having coming up, right? So that they know what they're going to go do on their journey. So most of our events are pre-planned, which is incredible, right? So most people come over and they want to find out about us first. But then some people go online just to buy and search, and it gives them a little bit more time to browse. Not everything that we have online is offered in store, and vice versa. It's just the way that I think that we do our unique selections. And let's face it, our store would have to be the same size of this building if we had to offer everything, right? So it gives a good opportunity for people to shop in other ways. And what we look at is really how do we keep bringing that experience forward? So we do a lot of common things, the way that we dress them, the way that we bundle them together and show the uniqueness. Even the checkout experience, right? We try to bring the same payment opportunities, the same process and flows, but we're improving that each day. And I think as part of our transformation and always ongoing is how do we bring that same effect online? And we're really looking at our 2D and our 3D opportunities to keep driving that and giving people the opportunity to almost touch and feel without actually being there in the store. And that's what our big unlock is as we continue to move forward. So super excited about those things and excited about what the guest has been asking for and what we're going to be able to provide.
I'm very excited too. Even more interested in understanding more about the technology that is behind
Mm.
everything that you said. Like, what are the technologies that are allowing you to have the same feeling in store? You said payments, so I'm
Sure.
curious to see how is
Yeah. I mean, I think today people, don't they underestimate how important payments are, right? Or how important the checkout process flow is. If you want to have a great experience, you've got to make it simple, easy, and effective. So a parent that spends a half a day with us doesn't mean that they want to hang out at the counter, right? They want to spend some other time with us. It's the same thing as if a person's checking out with us online. They don't want to spend their entire time in the cart trying to plug everything in. So we're really looking at the different opportunities of quick pays, right? Things that allow you to really activate the payments that are very on your mobile devices or something that you have very easily. We also look at the flow to make sure that it's a one-stop kind of checkout, right? So we're continuing to keep improving that. So our guests get the same feeling. Oh, I had a great opportunity to go ahead and enjoy that website. But when I was done, it literally took me 2 minutes to get off, right? And so
And that's when you have the cart abandonment.
exactly, exactly. So we really are improving that, and we're taking that from our experiences, our knowledge, and the great technology teams that I have underneath. They've got the insights because whether it's themselves shopping or so many in the industry, we're hearing it, and we want to be a part of that great process and flows for the future. So we're leveraging new technology each day to be able to help us engage and enable that.
Yeah, and I imagine that you are a brand for the family, right? Like
Mm.
you don't stay. It's not like one kid goes get one bear and leaves.
Oh,
Like they
I think that would
stay.
be an awful situation, right?
Yeah. How
Everybody wants something.
yeah, how do you engage these customers across the years and across the channels?
Yeah, I mean, so look, we have great followers, and I think those followers are with us throughout the whole journey, right? I love to hear stories when people are, hey, I was, my first birthday was there, and I remember celebrating with my friends, and now I'm 26 and I'm back again, and I'm celebrating all over again, right, with my kids or my friends, which is fantastic. I think it's all about the brands and being in the know. I think that our branding teams really understand what's happening in the trends and what people are looking for, and they go after that, right? So if it's a Halloween collection line that's coming up, we've heard what the communities are looking for and we build towards that. And so that really keeps the activation against the year over year. Sometimes we'll bring the classic models out, which is super fun. The classic models are, the ones that people always go back to, the collections of the Sanrio, the Winnie Pooh collections, our own IPs, really incredible opportunities. And they want that again. So we'll research that, bring it out of the vault, right? And let them see it all over again. And it's fun and it's engaging. So for us, I think it's all about knowing who your consumer is, following what their journey is, and making sure that you're offering the right products for that.
So you have the data component that you have to have well established.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the technology, you've got to really dive in. We've got this rich data sitting everywhere, and it's our job to make sure that we unlock and activate it for our teams to really drive the right merchandising, the right, essentials around it. And I think that the consumer does a great job of feeding back with that. So besides the regular data that you get within the stores, we also get data from our guest team. So we have a great guest service team who does such a phenomenal job with our guests. They're always there to answer questions and help them. It's not just a computer on the other side all the time, right? You get someone real and live. And that gives you so much feeling, because when a parent's lost a bear and the child's voice was inside, or it was their special bear, right? We want to be there to be able to help them for that. So I think what Build-A-Bear does really well is they unlock those value-centric areas. And that gives us a ton of additional data that we add in. And it helps us week by week feedback what we should be doing to help the guests to understand what they're looking for and to understand where they're looking for it at.
Yeah, and you joined the company for this digital transformation, which is such a common word in our industry, right? Like everybody is working on a transformation that never
Totally.
stops.
Yeah.
Where were you and where you want to get with this transformation?
Yeah, I think the groundwork was set, right, when I had walked in. I think digital transformation is, as a technologist for the last, and I'm not going to age myself how many years, but has been transforming every year. I think it's just a new word that came out a few years ago, and we're all just kind of transcending against it, right? And I love the buzzwords that come out in the industry, because, they're the ones that help us unlock how we can powerfully use that on our future. But digital transformation for us was, we were at a great starting block, but over the last 18 months, we've incredibly unlocked the things of mobile POS in our stores. What that's done is helped us to activate our guests, as I was saying, in that seamless process. In, out, it gives the guests a little bit of a display about who we are and how to interact with us in a personalized manner. We've unlocked new trends around our platforms for digital themselves, right? We've done so many things for the infrastructure underneath. And of course, we're in the AI space, right? As everybody is. And that helps us to really drive the infrastructure knowledge of our data and help us to source things quickly and more efficiently. So where I see our future and what we've done in the last 18 months was what companies would do in 5 years. We've done in 18 months because really of the talent and drive of the team and the partnership of the executive team to want to sit alongside me and actually do that, right? Perform. Over the next 5 years, sky's the limit, right? We're incredibly excited about the unlock of more AI technology to keep driving that innovation and the efficiencies for the teams, right? For the creativity of it, right? For the opportunities of how we service around our guests and really serving them up the right things. And then, of course, all of the things that we're going to do within our 2D, 3D effects, things that are really help us gamify our business in the right way so that people always want to be a part of it.
I'm so happy you said gamify, because there's one particular thing at Build-A-Bear that I find fascinating and I know nothing about, which is Roblox.
Yeah.
They're present there because I guess a lot of your audience, a lot of your consumers, they hang out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the role of this channel for you to engage the consumers, and like what type of
Sure.
metrics you get from there?
Yeah, I mean, well, first, I mean, almost 13 million players all the time hanging out with us, right? Just an incredible opportunity. And
Wow.
yeah, and what I love about our game is it's a nice game on Roblox, right? I've played a few. I'm not the best gamer. I do have some gamers in the house, but I'm not
We
the
are
best
also
one.
not the audience, right? Like,
Yeah. But it's great you have to be able to, and I always say this as a technology, you've got to be able to do everything that everybody else is doing. So you got to get in there and game, right? And I love it. You get to build your shop, you get to build your instruments inside. I think what we've learned about it is where people are playing in the game and what they find interesting. And that's the kind of data that you can draw out. Because we are a very safe environment, and Roblox is a very safe environment. You can't sell in it, you can't do certain things. We keep it so that the data is just drawn in of what do people really like to play with there, right? What did they find interesting? What more could we do off of that?
I think even colors for products. You
Completely.
can engage with, yeah.
Yeah, completely. Like you can find out when you're building your store inside, what did they really trend towards? What kind of different, furry friends that they build and all. And that helps us to do merchandising and everything else that we're looking at. Also the age groups, right? Are we getting younger players, older players? And we don't collect that personally, but we get a range of ideas because personal data is so important to us. We make sure as a public child's company that we are very safe and private about everything. But we do collect the right data points to know that it's a great model for us, and it's been a whole lot of fun. Right. So it just sits alongside the brand and gives us more recognition as we keep building new things.
Is it possible to, I wouldn't say track, well, maybe track if someone that is playing there goes to the store after, or like
It's not right now.
Okay.
And that's okay, because I think what we get for our players are those that are anywhere from probably 5, right? I have to imagine some of the 2-year-olds are probably learning how to do this now too, right? Although as our ages, we're not. But, and that's a safety thing. And I think that's great for us. What we learned, though, is, like you said, new product launches. If we throw that into the game, are people really interested in it, right? How
you
big
have
is
a
that
feeling
product?
before creating.
Yeah. And that's a fun thing. So, and I think it's just sometimes when you do this in business, the experience comes over as trying to sell something of a product, right? Or the experience really outweighs it. And so we've got things like that and some of our other games that we have on the App Store that are just games that we just want people to have fun with and engage. We did a holiday one for our movie that came out last year, Glisten and the Merry Mission. And that was a full-length animated movie that came out into all the theaters. And what it did was, during that time, we rebuilt our app around that, and people just had a great time playing, right? And there was nothing to, hey, let's connect all the pieces. It was just go have fun. And it was great for us.
Yeah, but that's exactly what the brand's proposition is, right? Like have
Correct.
fun with us.
That's
So
correct.
have fun with us virtually, have fun with us in the store.
Absolutely. And just have a great experience. And if you do, then, it'll be a lasting memory forever. And lasting memories outweigh everything else for
I think
us.
it must be such an exciting job to create these bears, to put like new collections
Oh,
and
yeah.
new things. It must
Yeah.
be like you can use your creativity so much. It must be amazing.
It's incredible. I think from a technology perspective, being a part of this brand was the first time I felt I was really engaged differently. Like I've had incredible opportunities in my career and they've all been fun and really I've loved everything I've done. But coming into here is the first time that I carry a bear often with me everywhere. Right there's always something alongside with me. I'm the person on the plane that has something to hug when you're doing those long flights like we were just talking about, right? And that's the incredible part about it. But it's a lot of heart. The stories that we hear are probably the favorite thing about it. And I just asked Maxine the other day when she was in our office, and I asked her, tell me about your first memorable story. Like, how did you know this was all going to unlock? And she just told me the story about the first opening day and how there's this incredible line outside, and she felt the warmth and how people just wanted this position. And I said, that's the kind of stories we want to hear, right?
Yeah.
What is your special
It's
moment?
like the drive is there.
The drive is there, the passion, and you don't get that in many companies, right? And so it's really a part of connecting that heart. And then those that work with us, oh gosh, I mean, they're happy every day, right? They're having fun. We don't make our offices not fun, right? It's bears. So we get an opportunity to have
You
fun.
all have
with our
like
creating.
bears in your desks.
We do. You get a bear when you onboard with us, which is fun, right? And then you get an opportunity to go work in the store. So when we talk about the experience and going back to that book, we're the store that when you come on board, you spend a couple days in our store to get to know us, right? To get to know the store. What do the customers ask about? How do they feel about the products? And when you come out of that, oh my gosh, you're just like, I'm ready to go. And what it helps to do is in technology, if you're so close to the product and the experience, you get to unlock so much more. So I don't get a question about, oh, what are we trying to go look for? What is that data trying to serve up? What is the guest trying to look for? Like, why would we put a new payment in? Why would we go into a new mobile device, right? Why are we putting that platform together? It's not that question that you would normally get because people understand it. They're not sitting behind a desk. They're a part of the whole community.
I think that, that sets really a differentiate. I can't say the word.
Differential. Yeah.
Differential thinking for the tech team, because if you know exactly, I feel like a lot of the tech teams, they're just like solving problems in the back and etc. They don't have the access to the experience themselves.
And that's very difficult. I have through my career, I've always requested people to come out from behind their desks. Now I recognize some people that might be used to programming and not very comfortable with that realm. It takes a little longer for them to, feel good about both sides of it. And we certainly put it as a comfort feeling, but I make sure everyone's a part of the community all the time. And if they are, wow, they're just so much happier, right?
Yeah. And one thing that it's impossible to not notice, right? Like in our industry, there aren't many other female CTOs, unfortunately. And you built an amazing career in tech, which is very exciting to see. And we're going to be both at Shoptalk Fall.
We are.
In Chicago on October 16th to 18th, if I don't get the date wrong. One thing that they did, which I think is very exciting, is the all women keynote, like main stage keynote, which I think is very exciting. And like even more than 50% of the speakers are women, which is very exciting too. How do you feel about these initiatives, and how do you see the future for other female CTOs?
Yeah, it's a great question. I feel empowered. I feel excited. I think that the unlock of female in the tech industry is a journey that's happening now. I think I have so many colleagues now that I'm like, go for that next step, make that happen, right? They're opening more doors than ever before, but they're carrying their voice so much further, right? And I think that there's a lot when they're coming up and out of school or in the business world and they're coming up through the ranks, they're seeing that technology is playing a bigger part in the business overall, and they want to be a part of that. And so technology today stretches from anything from someone on the digital side who might be really great at merchandising, but in the digital world, and now gets to be a part of that technology space. And how do they do that really great? Or someone who's a creative director or a designer who wants to design graphically, right? And that's a technology in their own world, and we're unlocking that in value.
Yeah, like every role needs technology
completely.
At some point,
And so I think that's one of the most powerful parts about this. So I think we're seeing the females get more of a stance around it. And you're right. I mean, I love when I walk into somewhere and I'm like, yay, look at all of us getting together and having fun, And I love my counterparts on the other sides where we're like, listen, everybody in the space today is really looking at what's next and unlocking that like we are. And I think what's valuable is that we're all getting to grow together. So as I grow into the technology space and get more into the data and AI space, I keep all of my grounding work in the infrastructure and hardware. This weekend we were just solving some problems with our networks and stuff, and it's fun, right? So you get to do both sides of it, and it makes you really value and think about what you get to, what position you sit in. and then really gets you excited. So you get to empower others. And that's the important part. Mentorship and empowerment for those who don't know that they can keep doing it and be a part of this community. So I say, let's go. Right?
Did you have other women mentoring you throughout your career?
You know, I was not as fortunate to have that. I had great family partners of mine that were always encouraging and empowering me to keep going. But I think now I have more mentors and partners than ever before. And I think that this is the right moment for me to have that. When you're coming up and you're kind of figuring it out on your own, I do wish I had someone to unlock, but I was like, yeah, I can do this. Just keep working at it, right? I was the kind that slept under my desk, brought a change of clothes and got up the next morning. So let's go start it all over again, right? And I don't know if that someone would have mentored me on that. So that's the right thing to go to.
You can go home and take a shower.
Exactly. But I had to be that person who was there first and there last, right? And I encourage people to go do that, right? I not to that degree, but certainly encourage them to get involved and to invest themselves into a business. It doesn't start just coming out and you know, I started the mailroom. It doesn't just start with you come out and suddenly you're a CTO. You've got to work hard at it. But now that I'm at the position, I found more positive female leaders around me that were empowering each other, and that feels great. It's a great time. We have great groups like WILDA, Women Leaders in Data and AI, incredible organization that I'm a part of, so powerful. And then retail leaders, women in retail leadership, they do total retail tech that I'm at, incredible female powering leaders around that space. And every year there's 500 females that get together in retail and they talk about what we're all doing, right? And how we're all doing it.
I need to participate.
You do,
Yes,
you do. Exactly. You know, they do a lot with Shoptalk. I know that they join in. So, but it's incredible, right? And there's just so many people on stage being real about how they got to their career. About why they're sitting in the position, and then what it takes to work-life balance, and you know, and honestly, the hard work that it takes to keep going.
Yeah. And do you have a lot of female in your team, in your tech team?
You know, I have a growing sense of it. Yeah. So I started, females are incredible talents. I think they think differently, which is what I love, right? They position ideas differently. And the ones that I have are leading up into leadership, which is great. So I have probably about 25% and growing, I think, each year, right? I've got some open roles now that I'm hoping to fill with some strong females.
Maybe you can, yeah.
Exactly. You never know, right?
Yeah.
It's great. And what I love is they start on service desk, you know, for our females, and they don't mind, you know, picking up the phone for our stores over those 500 over stores. How can I help you? What can I do for you? Right up to my, you know, data team members that are working on algorithms, right? So it's an incredible opportunity for everyone to be in the space, learn your path of where you want to go, and you can go anywhere from the groundwork up.
And you can have a teddy bear with you.
You can.
Doing all that with you.
You can hold a teddy bear the whole time and it won't be on.
Exactly. And you have something that I found about you, and I'm very interested. What is the T90 leadership?
Yeah. So T90 is Transformation 90. I started that. I actually have a patent out on that right now. And it's the way that you build not just the business, but also the way you think about building the technology within the business. So when I approach a team, and every day we talk about T90 in my offices, it's a 90-day transformation. So we build and we relook at ourselves every 90 days to make sure that we're the most effective model. So it's taking Agile, only putting it into a spin of 90-day segments, and it works, right? So right now I'm in a 90-day cycle of reevaluating and saying, okay, for the next 90 days, what are we building? Who are the team members? And what are we going to add to
setting like new KPIs?
It is. It is. It's setting new KPIs. Sometimes it's reorganizing. Sometimes it's doing a new strategy of a new technology we want to go purchase. Sometimes, and a lot of times it's all of that combined. A lot of times it's looking at what the business is doing for the next 90 days and what we need to do to stay aligned to it. So it's an entire transformation of technology, and every 90 days we go through a new life cycle. People try to build out for 3 years. They try to build out for 5 years. Oh, what's your 5-year plan, right? You got to build in 90 days or less, because that's how fast technology is transforming. And if
it's every day.
It's every day. Yeah. So if you're not looking at it every quarter, then you're missing out on the talent and your needs. You're missing out on the platforms. And so I reevaluate my partners as much as I reevaluate my own teams. What did that partner unlock last quarter? And what do I have them doing next quarter? Are they the right partner for my future? And so it's a lot of good, solid work. But once you have the foundation, wow, it runs like a well-oiled machine. And people get to move, right? They get to shift. If they're on service desk, maybe they land on a digital desk next time, right? So it really gets them to work within the different elements of what we're offering.
That's very interesting. I guess this helps a lot of that will help a lot of tech leaders, for example, to sell a vision, a new vision that they're thinking, or as it shifts so fast that you're saying, like, so every 3 months you can reevaluate what is happening in the industry, what are the technologies that are available.
100%.
Yeah.
What's the new buzzword, right? So what are we all looking at? But you have to, right? Sure, is a year plan going to be ultimately how you build things like your budget or your reviews and stuff? But every 90 days, you're talking to yourself and you're talking to your teams and you're saying, what are you about to transform for the next 90? And what do we need to do to take it to the next level and do it?
What if we could go to a store that instead being called Build a Bear Workshop is Build a CTO Workshop?
Ooh.
What would be the perfect CTO you build?
That's a great question. Well, I hope I get this right for myself, but
Wow, it's always we always have something to improve.
First, she always has fabulous shoes, right? No, I'm kidding. I think the perfect CTO is someone who first listens to the associates and really values what they have to offer. I can't sit in my role without having a great team, but also knowing what that team is looking for, right? We want to make sure that their paths are written the right way, but we also know that if they're not doing something they like, they're never going to love it. And so we've got to make sure that they're all sitting in the right seat on the bus, right? It goes back to that Good to Great book. I don't know if you've ever read that, but are they the right, sitting in the right seat in the bus? Are they on the right bus?
And then find out the destination.
Yeah, and help them for that. So I really believe in that. I believe in someone who really works with them and helps them to build their success. And then of course that then leads to new technology and building out. Someone who's a visionary is definitely important. Someone who can help transform the business, because in the business weeds, when I come to the table, it doesn't mean that everybody understands what I have to say, right? I try to talk very basic language, but they have to know that, what they're looking to do for the business. I'm aligned to that for technology, and I've got their back as they're looking to go do it. And so it's really important that the communication is there and solid. And as someone who honestly has fun in between. Technology is an intense role, right? When you've got so many stores and they have to be redundant because they're open at all different hours, and you've got thousands and thousands of guests walking through a storeway every day, right? You've got to make sure that you've got that efficiency model built out. But in between, you got to laugh, right? And you do. And you have to
fun with
remember,
your work.
you have to have fun with it, and you have to make sure people are having a great time and they're staying educated. So, I built a tech conference for the first time this year. We're starting it on September 17th, right there in St. Louis at our headquarters. And I'm doing it to empower my team to say, you can go and learn right here in your own headquarters with great, talented people in the data and AI space. And you can have fun while you're doing it. So we're going to do tons of activations. We're going to build bears. We're going to do many other things in between, and people are looking forward to it. So it's just a great way to unwind and know that while you're doing that, there's tons of networking, knowledge transfers, think tanks happening. It's great.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot easier when you work for such a fun company too. Like, easy to have fun.
It is. But I've made fun, and T90 started back many, many years ago. And I think I did that for that fun enable it, right? I always activated certain things, fun days, fun outings, even fun coupons for great jobs being done. And one of the best things we do is we make sure that we always support each other. So we do a channel of where people are just all day long having fun with each other in the technology space and saying that a boy to each other, or, that a bear in our case, right? And making sure that they recognize each other. So a great CTO is going to be able to say that it's all about the team and that they're just a part of the community.
And who is a CTO or CEO that you really admire that you think I should be talking to as well?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, look, our CEO is incredible. She's an amazing, first of all, her background is incredible, but she's an amazing visionary for the industry, for the toy industry. She's head of the Toy Association this year. She's done incredible things for the foundation as well as for the business. I really admire her. I admire the founder, Maxine Clark. Wow. I mean, her story should be told 1,000 times over. Her documentary came out this year in October of 2023. And it was called stuffed, the unstuffed. Oh gosh, that's terrible. But it's one of the we'll look it up. But that'll be tight. But she has an incredible story of just why she started the business, and she is the same incredible speaker and visionary that she was when she started the business 26 years ago. And so that's someone I really admire. I've always admired CEOs that have always given the passion back out to the team members, because that's someone you want to work for, right? Not someone who never comes into the office. You don't understand why they even started the business. I want someone that says, this is the power of it, and this is why you want to be a part of it.
There's another book, as we're talking a lot about books, and I can see that you're a reader.
Yeah.
There's one called The Founder's Mentality, which is very nice too, because
fantastic.
You have to keep the founder vision to keep the business alive. Otherwise, if you lose it, it becomes a commodity.
And you want to surround yourself with people like that, because if you want to innovate, those people, those great founders, those visionaries are the ones that are innovating, right? Now they might be innovating with a stuffy, but it takes a lot of innovation around that for you to be alongside. So you follow that, right? And you want to be a part of that and capture the moments with them. So there are quite a few in the industry, and I can name off hundreds, but I'm really excited about where I sit today and who I've met, and how they've impacted my life today.
You have a very privileged position, I would say now. You work with amazing people, you work with a fun company, you can do great things for great people. Like your company really drives emotion with your consumers. So you have like a win-win-win-win professionally. That's very nice.
It is nice. Yeah, it is nice. I mean, I don't know how I landed here, but it feels good to be here. That wasn't always the case, right? It's a lot of hard work. And it does feel like wins, even on days when you might not feel like it's a win. You still get up the next day and go, let's go. That's my motto. So every morning I wake up and I plant my 2 feet and I go, let's go. And you start the day with that. And I think that helps you to win.
And what would be your advice to someone that is starting in tech now?
Yeah, I mean, I think learn as much as you can from everyone around you. Listen, work hard. Don't be afraid to start off on the bottom, because a lot of times that's exactly how you're going to learn how to get to the top. If I hadn't learned the roots of technology from the bottom up, and as I said, I started in the mailroom. If I hadn't worked so hard, and then when I even got into opportunities, sometimes taking a step back, that launched me 2.5 steps forward. So don't be afraid to take a position that you're not sure about. If you believe in you, you will go so much further. Like, there are moments where you have to stand up for yourself and say, I believe, because your voice will carry you so much further. So stay strong and then keep learning. Never, ever, ever stop learning. Go to events like Shoptalk. Make sure that Shoptalk is a part of like your DNA, and your team's DNA, because it's so important. These are the areas where you get to learn from others. And it's not just learning about how they made it, but it's more about learning about what they're doing in the space and how are they changing.
How they overcome a challenge or
completely,
because we all have it. And I think like when we share with each other, we learn a lot more, and we can bring different innovations.
I always say this, like, if we were all to share everything that we do wrong, right, we'd all learn like how to do it right next time. So don't be afraid to be, just human, I think. So but I would say stick with it. Technology is incredible. It's incredible it's an incredible part of the business. It's an incredible part of the world today. And it's something that we're all just, ready to be a part of.
Absolutely. I think technology, and I'm not so lucky to have my hands on it, but I talk a lot about it.
Yeah.
But I think technology is a tool to do great things.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think you have a smartwatch on right now. You're doing a lot with that smartwatch, right? It's doing a lot with you. So
I'm controlling my oxygen, my sleep, my everything.
So it is a part of more of your DNA than you recognize or realize, right? Because it becomes so seamless to us in the day-to-day activities. And so building a business like that is just the same thing, right? How do we make sure that inventory gets to that store on time and in point and purpose, right? So everybody's building those seamless activations in the future.
Amazing. I think not many people realize the amount of the robust technology that is behind building a bear.
Yeah. It takes a lot of stuffing to build that bear,
For
right?
sure. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Next time we
Thank
see each
you.
other is going to be in Chicago, and I'm very looking forward to that.
Me as
And
well. Thank you so much. What a pleasure it was to talk to you. Thank you.